Week 5 brings us to Munich. The Ravens enter at 3-0, looking to remain amongst the top class of the EFA. The Prague Lions, meanwhile, are seeking their first win on the season, hoping to land a haymaker that might redefine their season. With Jeff Haxton, I'm Kyle Schasberger. You can see the Munich Ravens are taking to the field at Sportpark Unterhaching in Munich, Germany. Jeff, this will be a terrific matchup between a team that hasn't won a game yet, has everything to play for, and that could be a scary proposition for a Munich Ravens team that is unbeaten, has been dominant to this point, scoring the most points in the league, allowing the second fewest points, and Prague is the direct inverse of that, but still playing with house money. Munich can't overlook what the Lions bring to the table this afternoon.
Hey, Kyle, it's great to be with you, and I think you make some terrific points right off the jump here. With Prague, you've got a team that has to find a way to protect their star quarterback, Jalen Henderson. They've got to keep him upright, and they have just enough skill players that if they can get those guys in space, they could make this tough on Munich. But then Munich can turn all that script around really quickly with Russell Tabor, Justin Rodney, Malik Stanley, and then they've got some great defenders. This team looks to be put together for a championship run, and Prague just wants to establish its season. And what a great way to do that, by opening some eyes, going and getting a victory, which would be their first of the year.
Yeah, Jalen Henderson has struggled. He has taken quite a few sacks, 13 on the season. He has not thrown a touchdown pass yet for Munich this season, a team that has been battered and bruised in many respects, and Munich hasn't faced much adversity at all to this point. So Prague is coming in as the heavy underdog, the road team, again seeking a first victory on the year. Munich, their defense, Jeff, has been just as dominant as their offense, and that's what makes things more challenging for this Prague team here today. Again, Munich 3-0. They've established themselves as one of the leading contenders for the championship game, which is coming up at the end of August. You have the final 4 teams. The way the playoff is structured, that's in mid-August, 15th and 16th, but one of 2 unbeaten teams, and they're doing it on both sides of the football. They have a terrific quarterback in Russell Tabor, who's already thrown for 8 touchdowns, just 1 interception. But again, that defense has been stifling. So yeah, to your point about keeping Jalen Henderson upright from a Prague standpoint offensively, it's going to be tough sledding against the homestanding Munich team today.
Yeah, they'll pin their ears back and come after you. So they're going to have to find a way to isolate that pocket, make sure that Henderson doesn't have to run for his life all afternoon, because that'll happen fast with this Munich crew and as fast as they are.
Munich also has a terrific special teams returner who plays defense, Bijan Harris. Jeff, he's returned 2 kickoffs for a touchdown already on the season. A tremendous talent who can electrify the crowd and put the fear into the opposition. So Prague has definitely got to be on full tilt too against such a playmaker in Bijan Harris.
Yeah, and I think there's a great point to be made about Russell Tabor, the quarterback for the Ravens. It's a scary flag right there. I would be intimidated if I was Prague just looking at the flag. But when you have a guy like Russell Tabor, yeah, he's second in the league right now with 8 touchdowns and 1 interception, and I think we're going to have the national anthems coming up here. But he's also 6th in the EFA in rush yards. He's got 28 rushes, 188 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So you have to worry about him in so many facets if you're Prague, and that will add to the list of challenges for the Lions.
Yeah, a dual-threat, multi-dimensional quarterback is Russell Tabor, and we will pause for the playing of the national anthems for both Prague and Munich. there you have it, the national anthems for both Prague and Munich, as we are in Germany for this Week 5 showdown between the 0-3 Lions and the 3-0 Ravens. Head coach for Prague is James Brooks. Quite the tall task for him. He will be posed by the head coach Kendall Ellison for Munich. Ravens a perfect 3-0, one of the top offenses and defenses. Prague has struggled in both of those categories. But Jeff, this has been a fun season thus far at EFA. Not even at the midway point yet. A 10-game season, round-robin style, with these 6 teams all playing each other twice, and it's all going to lead to the Final Four in mid-August, ahead of crowning the inaugural champion of the European Football Alliance at the end of August. And another step along the way here this afternoon. Happy to be alongside. Should be a great one.
Yeah, and looking forward to this one. Yesterday, we had a team without a victory in Raiders Tirol go to Paris. And Raiders Tirol have had just a brutal start to their season with the schedule, right? They were ahead for most of that game against Paris. Paris comes back and just had more finishing power. But what I'm getting at is you can't sleep from week to week. Munich can't sleepwalk through this. So you have to be at your best in this EFA. You can't just say, oh, there's Prague, we're going to be fine.
With me is Mr.
Stanley Hamilton is our head referee who will handle the coin toss.
For the coin toss, visiting captains, please shake hands with the opponent. And we have a coin for the coin toss. The Lady Liberty is heads, Eagle is tails, heads and tails. What is your call? Tails is the call. And it is heads, so Munich won the coin toss and will receive the ball in the first half. Which side of the field do you want to defend? Okay, thank you very much, shake hands and good luck, guys.
So Munich will get the football first. Prague will get it to begin the second half. Something to pay special attention to near the end of the second quarter. Again, NFL-style rules in the EFA. We'll have the 2-minute warning and such. You got to get both feet inbound as a wide receiver. Plenty other similarities for those familiar with American football and the NFL game. And what a treat to be able to bring you some Euro ball here on this Sunday afternoon from Germany. Again, Stanley Hamilton, our head referee here today. The quarterback for Munich, who you will get a look at first, Russell Tabor. We talked about him at length already, Jeff, but he's got a couple of great weapons in Malik Stanley and Lewis Geyer, and a pretty good running back in Justin Ronde that they're really going to lean into and trying to spread the ball around as well. Get a look at the defense also for Munich, very stout. A home game for the Ravens here in Week 5. Last week, Munich throttled Paris 41-7 in a pair of unbeatens. For Prague, it was 0-3, guided by quarterback Jalen Henderson. You'll hear Adam Zoselka's name quite a bit in the backfield. They have one of the leading tacklers in all of EFA also, in Alexander Borgovec.
Yeah, and that's the guy to watch for here once we get Prague on defense, Borkovec.
And here's the kickoff, Week 5 between Prague and Munich is not quite underway. We'll have a re-kick, it would appear, as Bijan Harris is back to return.
Failed to reach the kick target line. Kicking team, the ball will be placed on the 40-yard line. First down, Munich.
Yeah, that's Marek Hruban. That Hruban just missed that thing.
Interesting. The dynamic kickoff rule, which had been adopted by the NFL. What is this, year 2 for that, Jeff? It's hard to keep up. You and I both call college. You're certainly involved with college football throughout the season as much as I am.
Oh, yeah.
I think year 2.
Yeah, year 2 for those kickoff rules, and it's one of those rules that when you look at it, it still looks a little weird, but it is, I think, a good idea for everybody.
First play from scrimmage for Munich, who has the football. Snap to Tabor, who's standing in the pocket, has all the time in the world. Slings one out towards the far sideline. Pass is caught by Lewis Geyer, and he runs out of bounds after a healthy gain into Prague territory.
First thing to notice right there is the pocket that was created. He just had so much time, and he could take a little bit more time. As you see the snap, play action is going to bring a couple of defenders down. The sidestep right there, extra second, and then a beautiful pass.
Out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Tabor 44-67 now on the season, approaching 700 yards through the air, 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. He's operating out of the gun, a 1st and 10 just underway. One back in motion, a draw up the middle, slicing close to the 15 is Justin Rodney, the tailback.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's making this Ravens team very special early on is the fact that their pieces are all together. This offensive line gets a push. Rodney's just going to follow that right through. And it's a simple 8 yards, 9 yards, big chunks here early for Munich. But all their pieces are there. They're skill guys down in the trenches, and it's really making them lethal.
That was a gain of 9 on that first down carry. So 2nd and 1, shotgun snap, faking the handoff, swinging it out left side in the flat. Pass is caught and obliterated is Marvin Rush as he took a lick. Coming in and administering the blow is Ken Hike Jr. for Prague.
Let's go, Ken Hike. Form tackle, hits him low, grabs the knees, plants him down into the turf. And that's what you have to have. Somebody like Hike step up and say, hey, we're here to play today, not just observe.
That was the hit stick. That was a vicious tackle. And now a 3rd and short. Where the first down was achieved, I beg your pardon. So we're inside the 15 now. Left hash. Here's a toss towards the left side, and strung out in the backfield is Rodney. It's Hike again. He is all over the place as he is digging a grave, it would appear. He celebrates a loss on the play, and Hike is the early star defensively.
This one's pretty easy, right? You don't get blocked. You run without anyone touching you as far as a blocker, straight to your target. Boom, put him behind the sticks, and Hike, the early defensive star for Prague, got here. He's on an island on this near side.
You'll see him at the bottom of your screen. 3 minutes gone by, opening quarter, no score. A 2nd and 14 after a loss of 4. Here on a bit of an end around, it's Lewis Geyer. He's got space, streaking towards the goal line. He's in. Touchdown Munich. That didn't take long, Jeff.
No, it did not. And just one backwards play, and then Munich got creative. They start over that right side. The crowd loving it here. Just loving that offense that's been dynamic this season. And it ends up being a little bit of not a reverse, but an end around. And you could just see those shoulder pads got tilted downhill 6.
PAT is flush, and it's 7-0 Munich here in the early stages of the opening quarter as they score on their opening possession.
Yeah, it's just a little kind of reverse jet sweep and then good blocking down the field. You see that's offensive line that is pulled so far around there, a wide receiver blocking, but also following the big block there of Garrett Brandt. Too late to get him.
Yeah, great outside seal block. As you illustrated, you get Geyer downhill, and he's just rumbling all the way down. Plenty of real estate to navigate through, and the explosiveness of Munich on display. In spite of some ferocious tackling from one in particular, Ken Hike Jr., he can't do it all. I find it interesting, too, Jeff, they kind of ran at Hike, right, where he's occupying that cornerback position on that side of the field. They took it right into the teeth of the defense, and they were rewarded. Here's a return for Prague. They will look for a rebuttal out across the 20. 3 minutes and change gone by. We'll see what the Lions have in form of an answer, and we'll get to see Jalen Henderson. 329 yards through the air, 36 to 67, no touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. He's an experienced guy who's been around the Euroball circles for quite some time.
Yeah, and that's Kendrell Ellison right there, the head coach for Munich. Got to be thrilled with the start. Long-time player, got experience in Hamburg. You know, the guy that just had the return, Willie Patterson, has to get the ball in his hands in some kind of space. Get the ball to your American. Let him make plays in the open field.
Henderson brings a wide out from right to left. Will throw it and complete it to William Patterson on the far sideline, just shy of the 40. "27 years of age, the American with the reception.
And that's design. That's a design play right there to get him involved. Don't forget, Willie P. also has a touchdown pass. They threw it backwards to him against Paris, and he connected for a 38-yard touchdown strike.
Dual wide receivers to the right side, very dynamic. Is Patterson. He will take it again in the right flat. Looking to churn upfield across the 40, close to the 45. Gang tackle, loses the football, pops out of bounds on the near sideline. Did the Ravens pounce on it? It would appear that they have. My goodness, early turnover. Positive play from Patterson on consecutive snaps, but he coughs up the pill, and the Ravens have the first takeaway.
And if you're Coach Brooks over there, your design is working. Your plan is working. And then all of a sudden, it gets hung up in there, and you're not covering up the ball at both points. Hang up, strip, rip, take it the other way. Those two plays were well designed, but you got to hold on to the pigskin.
And, Jeff, no surprise. Bijan Harris, number 21, looked to be the one who had ripped that away on the near sideline in front of the Munich bench. Such a superior playmaker. So here's Munich and Russell Tabor onto the gun, one back at his right hip. He will roll out to his right side, straddling the 50, zips one inside the 35. Pass is complete to Marvin Rush.
Yeah, the German, 28 years old. I watched him the entire time. When I saw this lineup and this formation, it just looked like they wanted to go to him. Then you see the fleet-footedness of the quarterback, Tabor, and that's a good job. He just kept trying to fill the needs of the quarterback there. First one wasn't available. All right, what do I do next? Backpedal, get in some space, let him have an option as he's rolling so hard to the right. Zip it to him.
Second offensive possession for Munich. Here's the handoff up the middle. Running back Rodney is slung down after a short gain.
That was Martin Moshik, Czech national there. Moshik, we call his name a lot. He's 31 years old, a leader in the middle of the defense for Prague.
Stanley Hamiter, our official, looked like he had something to say. 5 minutes gone by opening quarter. A touchdown of 18 yards, a rush for the wide receiver Geyer on the opening possession is the difference. Here's Rush again, open space, far sideline. Bouncing outside the numbers for a small gain.
You know, one thing to talk about too, Kyle, early on in this, when we were going through the national anthems, did you see all the guys that were injured for Prague? It was just this large line of guys in arm slings, walking boots. Their numbers already aren't that robust. So everybody's got to chip in. If you've got a uniform for Prague, be ready.
Yeah, sort of a mash unit, second and short. Munich trying to take advantage of the limping Prague roster. An incompletion from Russell Tabor. Quick pass to the right side is incomplete. Previous picture you had saw a 19-year-old, number 32 on defense, just to speak to some of the bodies and who is available defensively. Angelo Barletta was tying his shoe a moment ago, 19 years old, out of the Czech Republic. Prague is going to show some pressure on 3rd and short. Shotgun snap, pass left side, complete. Close to that first down marker. It goes to Justice Seelig, backup running back for the Ravens.
Yeah, and on here you could see Rush is trying to get that block on Hike, and Hike just discards him. I mean, that's 3 terrific plays by Hike Jr. already to get off that block and get the ball and the runner down to the ground. Looks like Munich's going to go.
4th and a short 2. You're right, Jeff. Very impressive from Hike defensively. Number 4. Here's the snap. Handoff straight ahead. Looks like a first down. Surging forward is Justin Rodney, and that will move the sticks. Laying the lumber, Chinazo Obi. I beg your pardon for Prague with the hit. Martin Masik from the Czech Republic, 31-year-old. First and 10 from the 18 in Prague territory. Tabor will crawl forward. Shout out a new order and instructions. Now a wraparound handoff left side. Running hard out of bounds is Justin Rodney. A little extracurricular activity afterwards with none other than Hike.
Hike says, come here, I got something for you. Yeah, I love it. I love this. This is football. I mean, I don't think this is a late hit. It's a pretty vicious hit. And Rodney takes a little bit of umbrage to that. It may have been a late hit. I don't know. But I just like the spiciness of it, saying, come on, let's play some ball today.
Hike Phil in the box at the 9-yard line. Starts the toe tap closer to the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. And a handoff straight ahead. Running back loses his footing, and Seelig is able to motor ahead for another yard or two. Snuffed out well by Prague.
Down.
Felt
like he was down. Yeah, and no whistle. So what do they say? Play to the end of the whistle. When the whistle happens, that's when you stop.
It's 1st and goal based on the marker from the 7. Just outside the 7-yard line, left hash. Another shotgun snap here for Tabor. With one back, it's Seelig. Tabor over the middle. End zone. Touchdown. That's Marvin Rush. 13-0 Munich midway through the first quarter.
Rush very involved in that drive, whether blocking, being a safety outlet for his quarterback, and that time he becomes the number 1 target. Just too much time to throw it. And you're seeing the big difference in size between Munich and Prague. Prague's just a team that prides itself on its culture, on everything that they're about, but sometimes big and brawny wins.
Daniel Schweiger, place kicker, 25-year-old from Germany, on for the PAT. And he splits the uprights. 14-0 Munich. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. A 7-yard touchdown reception for Marvin Rush. And Russell Tabor has his 9th touchdown pass of the season.
You know, one thing that we've seen, Kyle, from Munich, too, is a good mix. We've seen zone read, very simple handoffs, following your blocks. We've seen play action passes. We've seen an end around, and it's really hard for Prague to know exactly what's coming.
It's early, Jeff, but it feels like this game is already in full tilt in terms of you got to come back and find the end zone if you're Prague. You've got to manufacture some offensive momentum because this game can already be slipping through your grasp as an 0-3 team taking on the class of the EFA. Turn out towards the 30-yard line by Patterson, who coughed up the football on the first offensive possession.
Well, I couldn't agree more. You have to find a way to keep this Munich offense on the sideline as long as possible, because if they're out there, there's a good chance they're going to score. Well, you see some of these big fellas here getting ready to be on that offensive line. Keep Henderson upright. Get some variety in the playbook. Get it to Zhuzelka some. Keep your guys in offense on the field.
Here's a handoff on the 1st and 10. Angry running from Adam Zhuzelka. Nice gain for the big man who runs hard and angry, doesn't he, Jeff?
He does, and with a purpose. And he will get chunks of yards. So, but when you fall behind 14-0, I think the tendency is to panic. You can't panic. You have to continue to do what you do, and that's got to be a good mix.
Fresh set of downs after the first down carry, but it's blown dead, and a little light bump afterwards. Oh, and taking exception to that was Jalen Henderson as he retaliated against Munich's Joseph Apia-Darkwa.
Well done, Kyle, on the name. This was an Oscar performance here. There was quite a few things early, but the return fire here and the 4 barrel rolls give this man the Oscar right now. Whoa!
That takes me back to some of the drills in grammar school. Stop, drop, and roll. They bring the old firehouse out. It was as if he was engulfed in flames afterwards. A couple of barrel rolls. That's beautiful.
For this defense, the thing that they want to do the most is stop the run. GM Sean Shelton, one of the most accomplished American quarterbacks to play in Europe. Here we go.
Offense, number 79. And also after the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 31. This is a 5 versus 15 situation, so only 15 yards by rule will be enforced from the previous spot, and automatic first down.
All right, so Prague benefits from it. They'll gain 15 yards. Clock was continuing to roll, too. It's since been reset to 5 minutes, 21 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. Second possession for Prague. Interesting. Let's see how this influences this possession for Prague. They need all the help they can get at this point.
Well, in that situation, you had one live ball penalty, one dead ball penalty, so that's why you've got this going on.
Inside Munich territory. Henderson out of the gun, 2 wideouts to each side. Tailback is Zhuzelka at the right head. Now stepping up the pocket is Henderson across the 40, and he is smushed at the 35. Tackle delivered by Wael Nasri, linebacker from France.
Henderson just see, all right, pocket's done. I got to do something. Create.
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeating first down.
Dagger. That hurts if you're Prague. Holding penalty will wipe that play out, so they'll move it back. But you're right, Jeff. He felt the pressure coming in quickly from the left side, and he went off script. He made the right play, did Henderson. So now the penalty is going to cause him to move backward. James Brooks.
There's a Euro lifer right there. Yeah. Knows the game over. here.
Munich defense only allowing 84 rushing yards per game, 21 points in total, as Henderson will squirt free across the 50, nearing the 45 of Munich, as we go inside of 5 minutes to play in this first quarter.
You know, these teams have a couple of things in common. Their head coaches are also their defensive coordinators. Coach Kendrell Ellison says, we stop the run. Our box is stout. Get a lot of people in 3rd and long. And right here, this is 2nd and behind the sticks for Prague. But again, the Munich offense not out on the field. That's a plus for the Lions.
Second and long. Snap to Henderson, looking right, and it's blown dead again. The pre-snap penalty, it would appear.
Yeah, I think the play clock expired.
Delay of game, offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
You're right, Jeff. Stanley Hammer with the call.
Yeah, it just looked like that was clunking along a little too much. And these are yards when you struggle to put up points. I mean, just the average points scored between these two teams. Munich, 48. Prague, 12. You can't give away the hidden yards. Just can't do it.
Second and forever inside Munich territory. At the 48-yard line. Henderson, the quarterback. Tailback at his right head. Here's the snap. Sitting in the pocket. Whips one over the middle and incomplete. He was gunning for his tight end. A couple of Ravens in coverage. That's Martin Havelka, the 26-year-old from the Czech Republic. And again, more words are being exchanged. It's heated between these two. Give it to Prague, Jeff. They're not going to back down. They're not going to go down without a fight, even if the scoreboard suggests otherwise right now. The Lions aren't going to be bullied.
They've got too much pride for that. And, again, this is a week-to-week sport. You only get just a few shots at this thing. So you roll up here, Kendrell Ellison and his guys roll up undefeated. The other team doesn't have a win. It's going to be a scrap.
Officials
but with scraps come penalties.
Yeah, trying to sort through.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 69. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3rd down.
So Prague shoots themselves in the foot. They were given a gift with the penalty earlier that put them in Munich territory. Now they go backwards and look at James Brooks patrolling the Prague sideline. Lions in search of their first win. They're 0-3. Munich is 3-0, one of 2 unbeatens here in Week 5 at EFA.
That was Jaroslav Portalika with the helmet off and right in the middle of that one. And my goodness, backwards. Oh.
Here's Henderson. Fires it out. The right flat. Big hit delivered by Munich on Billy. Took an extra shot as well as he spun out of bounds. Very short gain, if that. And the Munich defense does their job.
So you see nothing downfield. There were so many Raven defenders back there. They weren't going to let anybody get behind them. Just keep the Lions in front, and you're going to get the football, and that was the job that was executed well.
Christoph Nitzlander, cornerback from Austria, 23-year-old, delivered the first shot. 4th down, here's a punt from Prague. It's a good one, a very good one, as Bijan Harris takes it near the end zone, now bringing it out near sideline. He's broken free, but slips up just shy the 35-yard line. You thought he might have had another one, Jeff. One that he shouldn't have probably returned. Should have allowed that to bounce through the back of the end zone, but We know he can electrify the crowd. 2 returns for touchdowns already off kickoffs, opening kickoffs, and he nearly had a punt return there.
So you got to love this here. All right, the punt gets away. All right, what am I going to do? Am I going to make this easy? I'm just going to let this bounce into the end zone, right? Nope, I'm going to grab it. And watch Jan Vitar, okay? He makes him put his foot in the ground right there. Vitar needs a nice pat on that red helmet because he made him cut. The 21-year-old Czech had him cutting backwards, and the turf monster got him.
Tabor, quick pass out to the right side, caught by Geyer, who already has a touchdown run of 18 yards on the opening possession. He reaches out for a medium-sized gain. Yeah, it was a bit of a blowout for Bijan Harris, but it was caused by that Prague defender barreling down on him. You're right, Jeff. Final couple of minutes, opening quarter.
They love Vitar. He's a defensive tackle. Again, 21 years old, homegrown, has a motor. Again, he's 97 and white. I just enjoy watching him play. And also, this Ravens team, this is a franchise. These guys are championship contenders.
Tabor completes it across the 50 to Geyer again, who takes it into Prague territory. Another first down for the Ravens. They're on the march at 14-0. Final stages of the opening quarter.
Play action, real simple. Little slant route, open space. Ball came out late, but he was well down.
And again, Munich not deterred, Jeff, from throwing in the direction and even running the football, as we've seen throughout this first quarter at Hike, who's been the star player defensively. Hike made a great tackle, possibly a touchdown-saving tackle of Geyer there. It was a great route, though, there on the slant route towards the center of the field. Here's Tabor, a creative handoff to Rush, who's inside the 40, beaming towards the 35. He's wrapped down on the far side number in front of the Prague sideline.
Well, they're doing a terrific job of just getting these Prague defenders' eyes moving and darting. Which way is it going? All right, this is a zone read. Oh, no, it's going to the right side. I mean, they're just really showing quite a mix here. And offensive coordinator Kyle Callahan, 10 of the last 11 years with Coach Sean Shelton. Same football language. And right now, man, he's got a bag of tricks.
Tabor rifles one towards the right sideline. Short pickup for Geyer. That'll move the sticks, though. And it'll be the final play of the opening quarter. Out close to the 30-yard line. This Munich offense continuing to operate at a very high level. End of the first quarter at Unterhaching here in Munich, Germany. 14-0 Ravens over the Lions. We will return for the second quarter of action. Appreciate all of you watching the EFA on YouTube and Fubo. We'll be back after this. Start of the second quarter. Tabor making something out of nothing. Flies one towards the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Munich. Oh, he pulled the rabbit out of the hat there. Touchdown pass goes to Sixten Dragan. And it's 20-0. All Ravens here over the Lions from Prague.
And that's when, if you're Prague right now, you're going, uh-oh. Because that play, it didn't have much to it. It was just kind of backyard football, slinging it around on Thanksgiving Day, and zipped it in there to Okonkwo, and you just had the Prague defenders looking a little lost.
Extra point is good. Yeah, was it Okonkwo, the tight end, Jeff? I was looking at Sixten Dragan. But yeah, Okonkwo comes away, the German. 25-year-old has the touchdown reception. You can see the tough fake to the right side, and then Tabor evacuating the pocket right side. He finds his tight end in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, and that's a big danger point for Prague because Tabor just looks so comfortable there. Nobody's laid a hand on him, right? Nobody's sped him up. And he just throws that behind his much taller receiver. And a little Mortal Kombat celebration there. Okonkwo for 6.
Finish him.
Finish him.
Love it. In the blink of an eye, though, this game has really gotten out of hand. Prague, this is as much a must score a touchdown situation. I feel like we have felt that. We said that in the first quarter, but definitely here as the return from Patterson is out across the 25, maybe to the 26-yard line. This Lions offense will go back to work. See the ball in Henderson's hands quite a bit. Dynamic wideout. Has fumbled once today. That resulted in one of those 3 touchdowns for Munich. Ravens have scored on every possession, finding pay dirt all 3 times. Henderson to Patterson on the near sideline.
You know, the story on Jalen Henderson, he moved from Paris to Prague this offseason. Wants to be around this Prague program. It's not one of those situations where he's a rental. He wants to start to be the foundation and getting this thing moving forward. Fred Armstrong is the offensive coordinator. He's been an American. Well, he is an American, but he's coached for 25 years all over Europe. Likes to include multiple offensive sets. See what he does here. I'd call that multiple.
Off. Yeah, off the left side. There's Patterson again.
Hand it to a receiver, right?
Yeah, using a variety of different ways on display. Patterson, the ultimate playmaker for this Prague team. How will they respond, though, down 20-0?
You know, Jozelka's only had 1 touch, and that surprises me. I know they haven't had a ton of snaps offensively, but Jozelka's run was about 8 or 9 yards.
And so Jozelka, the running back, seldomly used, and when you're in a hole, and a little blowout there by Jalen Henderson, the quarterback. A little unsure what to do with it, and tucked it, kept it himself, and Turf Monster got him. And that's the thing, Jeff, not being able to really hand the ball off to Jozelka makes you very one-dimensional. So it's multiple looks, and trying to get the ball to Patterson in a multitude of different ways becomes even more paramount for this Prague team when you're down 21-0.
Absolutely, and I think you've got Jozelka now. They're really doing multiple things now. He's the wide out to the top of your screen.
2nd and long, 5 wide out set, and Hello. Patterson is sat down immediately. Vicious tackle made by Anderson for Munich as he exploded into that backfield and was able to cut it up before that play even had a chance to start.
Yeah, I think Henderson here, he's trying to use his eyes, right? He looks off to the left, trying to get these defenders thinking he might throw it to the left side boundary, but it didn't sell anybody from Munich. They just stayed rooted right there in the middle of the field. Big pop from Anderson.
3rd and 10 for the Lions. 4 wideouts. Henderson stepping up in the pocket, wrapped up, and he is dropped. Eviscerated. A flag is thrown on the play, but a huge play behind the line by this Munich defense.
Going to be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 191. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, and automatic first down.
Leon Weber, the 26-year-old Germ.
On the field, potential player from Munich.
Anderson, who had that last sack, is now down in a heap. Tony Anderson, safety from France, 32 years old.
Right there, Weber, easy call right in front of our white hat, and Henderson says, oh, thank goodness, because that was about to be a quick off the field for the offense, and now you're just hoping and praying for Anderson that he's okay.
Injury timeout. Teams are taking a knee. Prague, you get a look at Henderson there. 21-0 is the score early in the second quarter. Anderson, defensive back for Munich, receiving attention and now being helped off the field. You hate to see that. You certainly hope for the best in him and his recovery, and hope it's nothing too serious. But by the looks of it, Jeff, I mean, he's down to one leg there, so that might be the end of Anderson in this game. We'll have to continue to monitor that.
Yeah, some concerned fans there, and for good reason, because we saw the play before. He rolls in there and gets the sack to see how dynamic he is. Hopefully something not serious.
It was James Brooks, head coach of Prague, and his quarterback Jalen Henderson have cooked up here just inside Munich territory, down 3 touchdowns. Henderson out of the gun. Zolzelka will get the carry straight ahead, and he is wrangled down in the backfield before he even got started. Big time tackle made by defensive end Johannes Zerngambil.
Yeah, Zolzelka's 8th in the EFA in rushing the football. 34 touches. He's had about 3.4 yards per carry, so just over 10 yards so far in this game. If you're Prague, just hang in there. Move those sticks. If it has to go all the way to 3rd down, it does.
Ball control becomes so pivotal for a team in such a hole here. Quick bubble screen to the outside. It's caught by Radim Kalus. You see Anderson working out that left knee on the sideline. That's a good sign, Jeff.
Well, it's a great sign right there. The fact that he's got a hold of that knee, he's actually manipulating it, working it, just making sure everything is together. Terrific sign right there. Yeah, a lot of times you can go in there and just get a Charlie horse. You can get a contusion, and maybe it feels like it's really serious. Hopefully it's not.
3rd and long for Prague. 5 minutes gone by, second quarter. Henderson whips one out to the right side. It's caught by Patterson, but he's a couple of yards shy of that first down marker. As the Munich defense stands tall to be a 4th and short, and it's got to be 4-down territory, you would think, here for the Lions.
No
Timeout
question.
on the field for an injured player from Prague, number 74.
No question, it's 4-down territory. You must keep your defense on the sideline because you know Munich's probably going to take it and go score. Move these sticks if you're Prague.
Adam Mospus, the center from the Czech Republic, 25-year-old, injured on that last play for Prague, which will complicate matters on a 4th and short. Got a new guy snapping the football. He's getting worked on his right knee. Clock stops with 9 minutes, 42 seconds remaining. Third game of the weekend, week 5 across EFA. Jeff, you were part of the Musketeers and Tyrol game yesterday, 24-17. Paris came away. Tyrol, one of 2 winless teams with Prague, gave it all they had, though. That was an entertaining show and good heart shown by that Raiders Tyrol team.
I was really impressed with Tyrol. They came with a terrific game plan. They executed it. They were up 17-7, end up losing 24-17, and really the difference, Magic Zach, Bafunda, and Hugo Tekadem, those skill players. Yeah, it's starting to get old with these injuries. You know, we had a terrible injury yesterday to Austin Mitchell. He's one of the best receivers in the league. And, of course, Aaron Jackson was down for Tyrol. Let's keep these guys healthy.
4th and 2 for Prague. A keeper for Henderson. First down inside the 35-yard line. The Prague offense comes through on 4th and short. And the Lions will remain on the field, hunting for that end zone and their first score of the game, trying to cut into that 3-touchdown deficit.
Well-designed play here. It's a design quarterback keeper. Got some good blocking on the left side of the offensive line.
One other game alongside us today, Frankfurt and Nordic, Galaxy and Storm. And a 3-game platter here for week 5. Henderson on first down. Airs one out towards the end zone. Leaping into his arms and bounces off of William Patterson in that far corner of the end zone. It was a great attempt, and I love the effort to go for it on 1st and 10 and dial up the long ball, Jeff.
Yeah, I think they surprised Munich a little bit right here. Right as he gets the throwaway, gets nailed, but Willie P., you've got to make the catch, my man. You've done the hard work. Oh, he's been doing that since he was 6 years old. You don't get many of those opportunities. Oh, he'll be seeing that one in his nightmares tonight.
Yeah, Bijan Harris was asking for a push-off, offensive pass interference. He wasn't getting it. You're right, though. Patterson did all the hard work. He had a point-blank look at it and couldn't come down cleanly.
Prague Lions, their first
and Prague is going to burn
the
first of 3 timeouts in this opening half, down 21-0.
And that's kind of what I was talking about, Kyle, right? Because you see, you know, could he have gotten a push in the back? Absolutely. But they were not going to call it. So he was clear. He goes up, off the hands. This is a tough break.
I love the officials, too, allowing the physicality on that play because very easily you could have thrown a flag there. Instead, they let him play, allowed Patterson to try and make a play, but Willie P. could not come down with it. So a 2nd and 10 here for the Lions in Munich territory.
Well, and the reason you're so surprised with Willie P. is because he's 5th in this league in receiving. He's got, again, how many targets? Probably about 7 targets already today. They have him returning kicks. They had him take a handoff. And, of course, they've thrown it to him about 5 times. So you can kind of see right there how important he is.
Over 200 receiving yards on the season. Here's Henderson dropping back. Drops it down to Patterson again, and he is sent backward. Forward progress will give him a positive gain. Nasri on the tackle. Frenchman. Patterson won't go down easy. He's a determined man with the football in his grasp. All inside the 35-yard line. Might be right at the 29 for a third down. Here's Henderson running right side. The wall is put up. He's got nowhere to go. Erased on that far sideline. Short of the first down marker. Terrific stop by the Ravens.
That's team football. That's what that is. Yeah, Uatai Louis send a shout out to the Kiwi. He's from New Zealand, 25 years old, defensive tackle. Can really, really move.
Midway point of the second quarter. Trying to get a look at the marker here to see if they actually gave him the first down. No, 4th and short here. Pass towards the far sideline is sailed over Patterson. Not even close. Patterson didn't even have a chance to bring that one in. And a turnover on downs. From a Prague standpoint, Jeff, you hate to see that because you gave your wide receiver no shot. But you got to credit the pressure dialed up by Munich, certainly on 4th down.
Yeah, he's hit. I mean, he's crushed as he throws it, right? So, yeah. Obviously, Willie P, he's going to say, all right, this is a back shoulder fade. Back shoulder fade. Where's the ball? Well, my guy was getting killed when he was trying to throw it. So, you really have to take all the blame off of Henderson there and just put it square on your offensive line. We know they have been hit by injuries. We know they're doing their best with what they have, but they just have to give him a little bit more time. He's been sacked now over 13 times this year, and just unfortunate there because I think that play was there.
Not even a chip on the penetrating defensive lineman there, lined up over the center. He had no shot. Tabor fires one on the left flat, caught up the far sideline, breaking a couple of tackles, lowering his head, and diving forward for a massive chunk was the tailback, Benedict Poehler, 22-year-old from Germany, makes an appearance.
This is a tough catch. Watch where this ball is delivered to. About thigh high. So he catches it, and then, I mean, it's a blast up that left sideline. This is Poehler here. This is his talent. I give him the credit on that play.
Yeah, he earned every one of those. Every one of those yards he had earned into Prague territory now. Here's Tabor. The nice clean pocket. Finds an outlet, and Geyer out across the 40, dives towards the 39. Could be close to another first down. We'll see where they spot it. Arletta on the tackle.
You know, Kyle, one thing that we haven't mentioned, and it makes this Munich team special, is their balance. They average 212 per game through the air, 209.7 on the ground. Man, that makes you very, very difficult to scout.
Part of why they're 3-0, Jeff. Here's another completion out across the middle, inside the 25-yard line. Geyer again, who scored the game's first touchdown on an 18-yard run on an end around. And the Ravens continue to move the chains. How about that route, Jeff? Just sat down, nestling himself in a gentle little pocket. Easy pitch and catch from Tabor to Geyer.
Yeah, I think besides having really good football players, they're coached up. And you know, Coach Ellison coaches these guys hard. He's a player's coach. I think we got early movement here. But what you see is just good fundamental football, the basics, good route running. wide receivers blocking.
4-star. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Balance on offense.
There is an injury timeout on the field for an injured player number 13 from Munich.
Noradine Newley was the guard that was called for the early movement. That'll move Munich backwards 5 yards. Injury timeout for Prague. But Jeff, to your point, Munich just so fundamentally sound and such a complete team to this point, and they're flexing their muscles in every way here as we close in on halftime.
Well, and then Tabor hasn't been touched. Prague, in order to try and get to them, they have to bring 2 or 3 extra guys. And that makes them more vulnerable over the top and in the middle.
They'll bring 5 here as Tabor is going to launch one down the far sideline, going up, batted in the air. Geyer, the intended wideout. Defensive coverage delivered by Dakota Thomas. American at 24 years old was able to get a paw in there and had a little something to say afterwards.
Tabor takes a shot. I think this may be Embry. Or is that a new addition?
Yeah, new
I think
addition,
that's a new
Dakota
addition.
Thomas. You can tell with the no nameplate on there.
Yeah, it's a new addition. 24-year-old. You're right. Good call, Kyle.
Made a great play. 2nd and long. Tabor keeps it himself. Wrapping around the outside. He sprints out of bounds. Getting the penalty yardage back and some. Flag might have flown in afterwards.
Yeah, another one. I think there might be some talking afterwards that was a magic word or two, possibly.
What are those magic words, Jeff? You care to share?
No. And if I did,
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
I wouldn't
Might be
give
your
them
last
to you
appearance
now.
at the EFA.
Exactly.
Sure, there's a magic word or two being hurled from some of the fans. The beauty of sports, the passion, the pageantry, European football. A very happy fan base for Munich here at home today. Not as much to cheer about, though, from Prague, as they are still in search of their first win of the year.
The Germany football team taking on Curacao today in the World Cup. So I know there's some excitement there.
So much going on at this stage of the sports calendar. World Cup only happens every 4 years, but in the States, people are locked into the College World Series. The Knicks won the NBA Finals last night. I was sleeping when that had happened. We got Stanley Cup playoffs. Hurricanes are looking to polish off the Vegas Golden Knights. And then you have the EFA. Incredible stuff. 2nd down for Tabor in this Munich offense. Tabor rifles one over the middle. Dangerous pass as it was deflected. And was fair game, but it goes bouncing harmlessly to the deck.
I think he got a little excited there. Yeah, little extra juice.
Looking for Nowak. Really the first miscue or ill-timed throw we've seen from Tabor.
This offensive line has been terrific in this first half.
3rd down for the Ravens. Tabor knows what he wants to do with it immediately. Finds his receiver rush inside the 20. Massive gain. And the Ravens find lightning in a bottle down the near sideline.
Jan Kurz is one of the better tacklers in this league. You see him in pursuit, but by that time, Rush is bobbing and weaving down the field. Look at him. He's able to keep his footing. We've seen a few slippages in this first half, but not him. He's able to keep those cleats underneath him and move the the ball way into Prague territory.
Cursed 29-year-old would not give up on the play. Here's a field goal attempt on 4th down. The kick has the leg, and it has the accuracy as well. It is good. And it's now 24-0. Munich after the field goal. Daniel Schweiger, toe to leather, 3 extra points. And now a field goal with 2:24 to play in the second quarter. All Ravens here at Sportpark Unterhaching. With Jeff Axton, I'm Kyle Schasberger. Thank you all so much for watching this Week 5 edition of the EFA on YouTube and Fubo. Lions have an opportunity, Jeff, to go, quote-unquote, 2 for 1, as we would say. Use the final 2:43 here, get a score, and you will have the football to begin the second half.
The result of the play is a touchback. The ball will be placed on the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and I think you're at the point of when you're Prague. They have tried Willie P. a number of times, which I agree you should do. But you have to develop some other weapons somewhere. Get some tight end involvement. Go to Zurzelka. Now, with a near 2-minute drill, I'm sure that's going to be tough. But we'll see what they bring out here. They've had some close, deep strikes. Henderson and company need to make some plays.
Here's Henderson. Drops it off right side, right into the belly of Patterson, who cuts up near the 40. I couldn't agree with you more, Jeff. You got to be able to find some other playmakers, though, because if you're Munich defensively, you're just pinning your ears back and you're keying on one guy, and that's William Patterson.
Yeah, just give him some kind of different look.
That field goal officially of 30 yards. We approach the 2-minute warning. We'll see if the Lions snap it one more time. Henderson is ready onto the gun. Empty backfield, or one tailback at his right hip. Henderson will gun it towards the far sideline. Nifty catch is made. Climbing the ladder and hauling it in. Was
Matty
the wide
Bealey.
out. Yeah. 20-year-old.
They like him too, Kyle, a lot.
This is 2-minute warning.
They'll roll that clock back quite a bit. They'll put some more time back on it. Prague has it in Munich territory. Great connection made from Henderson to Bealey.
So for Matty Bealey, his dream is to play in the United States. His next step after the season, Minot, Minnesota. Enroll in the fall to play football. Played his whole career in Prague with the club teams. Matty, was a quarterback in his youth. But we all find these situations, Kyle. I don't know about how you became a broadcaster, but you know how I became a broadcaster? I realized I wasn't very good at sports. So he realized in order to play at the highest of levels, he needed to be a wide receiver. And that's why you got number 12, Matty Bealey, playing here today.
I can relate, Jeff. Same reason here. You realize that, and it's a harsh realization. For me, I was 15. You're in high school, you're freshman, sophomore, and then all of a sudden other people are
17
growth
for me.
spurts that, the growth spurts around you and the maturity level, the gifts, if you will, the athletic talent bestowed upon others was not as great, you realize, as what you thought you might have had, or at least had as a child growing up. But how can you stay close to the game you love? It's calling sports.
Well, you and I are the same track, baby, and here we are. calling a game in Germany. Can't believe it.
Ready to restart play out of the 2-minute warning. Lions with the football, trying to unlock something here offensively. And at least keep this interesting ahead of intermission. They will get the football to begin the second half. So can Prague execute here in the final 1:57 of the second quarter? Henderson out of the gun, looks right, now left, dumps it down to Patterson. Patterson looking for a seam, across the 35-30, 25-20, far sideline, 5, 4, 3, 2, touchdown! Touchdown, William Patterson! He's in for 6, and the Lions have found pay dirt here. It's 24-6 late in the second quarter.
This play is executed so well. And you watch this block from Jasper Fries. This is a tackle who's out in the open field. Since the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage, he can get downfield. And he blew up that hole for Willie P., and he just tipped his cap as he flew into the end zone.
Extra point attempt is right through the gut of those uprights. 24-7 is the score. And now you wonder, I hate to say this out loud, but at the same time, Jeff, it's part of the job. Can the Prague defense do enough to keep Munich out of the end zone before halftime?
Well, you know, one thing at a time, right? And then so we're going to get a look here. Watch this. Boom! There's your big hit right there in the middle of the field. Jasper Fries put the ice cold on that play and got his man out into the open field, pulling down that way. He's also a German, by the way, so he's back in his home country playing for Prague. Yeah, what the Lions had to do was just show Munich something to where they are not so comfortable. They were so comfortable. It's like, these guys aren't going to score all day. We're going to go score anytime we want. They had to do something like that to show them that, hey, there's still an opportunity for us to get back in this game. Now, this next 146 is crucial.
Marek Ruban, 32-year-old, who had the extra point, puts one deep into the end zone. Bijan Harris drops it. He's going to take it out because, of course, he will. Trying to squirt free across the 15, gains the 17-yard line. There's no kick that man won't return.
No. Well, okay, here we go. I admire his commitment after he got the ball.
Conviction is everything.
Hey, if I were Munich right here, I would run the football,
ahead,
Kyle. I would run the football. I think this Prague defense doesn't want anything over the top of them. I'd run it this first time.
Trying to communicate defensively here. Shotgun snap to Tabor. Outlet across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Pass is called a reception for Rush, who has a 7-yard touchdown reception. Yeah, limping off the field. He's going to stay on the field. Here's Tabor on 2nd and 5. First down reception. Like a bolt of lightning. That's the backup tailback, Justice Seelig, across the far sideline.
Blockers down front and a hold. You could hear the coaches from Prague yelling, holding. Well, that's because the jersey almost came off there on the corner. They wanted that holding call, didn't get it. Seelig, very versatile. He can do all the things a running back you want him to do. Block, rush, catch the ball out of the backfield. He can also play in the slot.
Tabor takes the first down snap. Eyeing towards his target in the right flat. It's incomplete. Okonkwo, the tight end, a 34-yard touchdown reception to begin the second quarter, made it 21-0. 30-yard field goal from Daniel Schweiger. gave Munich a 24-0 lead. And then William Patterson clapped back with a long touchdown of 45 yards for Prague. 24-7 is the score. Tabor, snap, moving the pocket to his right, surveying downfield, uncorks one across the 40. It's Geyer again as he's escorted out of bounds. Should stop the clock. We'll see, it continues to roll as you see on your scoreboard.
Geyer, no stranger to making big plays. He was the MVP of the 2025 ELF Championship game. Led Stuttgart to their first ever title, 24-17 win over Vienna. It was the most valuable player of that game, and he's been targeted a bunch today.
Clock stopped with 1:05 showing. Near midfield. Quick pitch, right side. It's fumbled. Prague pounces on it. A turnover by the Ravens with a minute remaining. And Prague has more than a pulse, Jeff. And who is it? None other than the young buck and the 19-year-old Angelo Barletta, who comes away with the big skin.
Tabor has to immediately pitch, and he gets drilled. And then rolling on that thing, like you said, 19 years old, Barletta, celebration, young man. Turnover, and Prague having, again, a pulse and punching back.
What a turn of events here for the Lions. After scoring a touchdown late in the second quarter, they've got the football back. Henderson, deep shot, sideline. Patterson can't hang on. Had a defender draped all over him.
See how close he gets to making this catch here. Henderson threw a dime, Kyle. That's perfect. I mean, right into the breadbasket. Yeah, and I can see Willie P's argument that pull of the jersey right there at the end. That's what would have me fired up if I was Patterson.
And Nitzlander was grasping towards his collar, pulling on that jersey some. Terrific throw, though, from Henderson. Uri dropped it right in the bucket. Just couldn't hang on. Henderson to the 28-yard line, has a connection. That's Radim Kalus. And Prague will likely use a timeout. They'll have one remaining.
So you can see Prague now starting to have a little bit of fun. They're relaxing a little bit with this timeout. They're relaxing a little bit. Now they're just playing football. This is what that's in their DNA. So they're starting to move around with a little bit more freedom. And I just think you see them having overall a little bit more fun out there making plays, and that's just going to give them a real shot of energy. That play where they got Willie P to the end zone changed everything.
45 seconds. 45 seconds.
They've got confidence, Jeff. That could be a scary thing, especially for a team with their backs up against the wall. No wins this season. They're 0-3. They were down 24-0. A chance to make this just a 10-point ball game before halftime. Interesting set here. Henderson whips it out to the right side. That's his tailback, Zolzalka, and he was popped.
Let's go
on that far sideline.
Let's go. Hear that pop all the way around the world here. Yeah. Zolzalka not scared of contact. Neither's Munich. Boom.
And it's a tackle that keeps the clock moving as well. Another quick outlet to Patterson, and he is suplexed down inbounds. And Prague will have to spend that last timeout. Should leave 15 seconds or so on the second quarter clock, which, Jeff, should be third down, I believe. I have to check the marker, but they could have one more shot at the end zone before having to settle for three.
I think that's a good timeout for Coach Brooks there. Yeah, get everything set up. You know, last time that touchdown was out of a timeout where they drew up a perfect play. Again, we've talked about this several times already today. Prague, no matter what that scoreboard says, they're going to come at you with all they have. They're not going to go away. They have big hearts. This team from Czechia, Czech Republic.
Third and 1, but 14 seconds left in the second quarter. No timeouts remaining for the Lions. Shotgun snap to Henderson. In the pocket, darts one over the middle, climbing the ladder and coming down with it is Willie P. William Patterson has the touchdown reception. It's 24-13.
Do your dance, baby. Oh, my goodness, Patterson finds space, elevates, and backflips to celebrate. Wow, what a shot there from Henderson. Henderson has not gotten nearly enough credit in this turnaround. He's stayed poised. He's in that pocket again. He's been sacked 13 times coming into today, showing no fear, and that ball was perfection.
Back-to-back touchdown receptions for William Patterson. And the PAT is gobbled up by Munich. They block it. It's recovered by Prague. 24-13 is the score. It's an 11-point advantage for the Ravens. In spite of that, though, Jeff, still back-to-back touchdowns have made this a new ball game when very much, I think many were already writing the eulogy for the Lions.
Oh, that's a terrific look from the end zone there. To see the play develop, to see the timing that takes. He throws it before Willie P makes his break. And you see what Henderson can do when he's got a clean-ish pocket, right? He's got a little bit of extra time. Let the man make the play. Patterson makes the move to the left shoulder. Touchdown.
That's a 20-yard touchdown reception for Patterson, following the 45-yard touchdown reception prior to that. And this all comes after a fumble, Jeff.
Yeah, great job by you to keep reminding us as this first half goes along about who gets the ball coming out of the halftime locker room. There's no guarantee that Prague keeps this momentum. Munich could absolutely smash and turn things around, but I mean, this is a most impressive last 5 or 6 minutes for the Lions.
Kickoff appears to have angled out of bounds. That's going to be laundry. Not what you want if you're Prague now with 10 seconds left. Munich has all 3 timeouts. I mean, if you're the Ravens, you actually have something to play for here in the final 10 seconds just to stem momentum, right? Like maybe you take a shot or two and you're going to have terrific field position now.
Yeah, and you can afford to throw over the middle. You got a guy like Okonkwo who's got so much height. Throw a little jump ball over to him. Next thing you know, you're in field goal range. So, yeah, this definitely changes things.
Munich won the coin toss. Prague kicked to begin this game. The Lions will get it out of halftime. They've scored 13 straight points. What will the Ravens do with 10 seconds remaining here in the half? Play action. Tabor down the center of the field, incomplete. There's the shot. Hike in the vicinity. Upset with himself, thought he might have had an opportunity and what would have been certainly an acrobatic interception.
Yeah, it's been a while now, but I want to go back to the way Hike started this game. The American import started with the physicality. He kind of set the tone for Prague to say, "Hey, we're gonna battle today." That was early on in the game. He made a good play there, even though he didn't get the pick.
Final play of the first half. Content to run out the final few seconds. It's C-League. And that'll do it for the first 2 quarters of football. What a doozy, Jeff. 24-13 is the halftime score. What a comeback by Prague. And we'll have ourselves a ball game coming up in the second half, huh?
Absolutely. Prague is keeping people, including us, very interested.
Very engaged. We will step aside. We'll come back for the start of the second half. Coming up here shortly, it's Munich 24 and Prague 13. It was 24-0. Ravens looking to remain unbeaten. Prague in search of their first win of the year. They've clapped back with 13 straight points. We'll come back to Sportpark Unterhaching in Munich, Germany. Here shortly. This is the EFA.
Yeah. You ready? Hey. Let's go. Back. I'm at my prime. I don't need your endorsement. I don't need reinforcement. Giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime. Yeah. I'm at my prime. Whoa. Yeah. You ready? Hey. Let's go. Back. I'm at my prime. I don't need your endorsement. I don't need reinforcement. Giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime. Yeah. I'm at my prime. Whoa.
Start of the second half in Munich. It was all Ravens for much of this first half. They led 24-0, but Prague stormed back with 13 straight points. 45-yard touchdown reception from William Patterson, and then a 20-yard touchdown reception in the closing moments. Back-to-back scores from the Lions have made this a ball game. With Jeff Axton, I'm Kyle Schasberger. This is Week 5, the EFA. And Prague will get the football to begin the second half. Returnable at the goal line. Across the 30, close to the 35-yard line, and crunched is Hike, who is a star defensively in that first half.
And we've already got a little chippiness going on, and it's a late flag. Yeah, Hike just, there's nothing fancy about this. Just going to run this out there as far as I can, find a seam, stiff arm, take a seat. Good job blocking that return by Prague, and it'll be interesting to see what the extracurricular was afterwards, because, I mean, if we're going 15 towards the end zone for Prague or half the distance to the goal line, it's going to be huge.
Well, also, Jeff, I feel like we could throw a flag every time if we're going to assess one here. Okay, good, good to know.
They said nothing.
Let them play, let them yap. We've seen a variety of different penalties, a couple unsportsmanlike, one on each side, or unnecessary contact. It's been chippy from the start, very physical, and Haiku just returned that kick, Jeff, was, as you talked about at the end of the first half, was one guy to really set the tone for Prague.
I really got to give Fred Armstrong, the offensive coordinator for Prague, some credit there. In that late second quarter, he found something, and they got it going.
And now you can go to your running back, as you have scored a couple of touchdowns here in the passing game, and Adam Zolshalka, who carried seldomly in that first half. It was such a big hole, you kind of were forced to become one-dimensional and throw the ball, get the ball into your wide receiver's arms, William Patterson, more often than you'd like. However, now that's wiped out because of a penalty against Prague.
Yeah, they had blocking going all the way to the left side, and then that's just basically a cutback play. So you have everybody pulling going towards the left side, then you try to catch the wake there. Zhelka has been a part of Czech football teams since he was like 18 years old. Recruited by the Lions, brought up through the Czech system. He's been in the league for 3 years, getting close to calling him a veteran. Close to 1,000 yards last year, and a good run wiped away by the hold.
15 of 19, 155 yards and 2 touchdowns, both to William Patterson for quarterback Jalen Henderson in that first half. First and long after the penalty. Henderson keeps it himself, slicing towards the 30-yard line, far number. A short gain. Rushing game for Prague in that first half. 4 carries, 22 yards for Henderson. Average of 5.5 per carry. 2 carries for 12 yards for Zolshalka. Just 2 carries, but he's got one here to begin the second half. However, it was wiped out by a penalty. Second and long. About 15 yards to that first down marker. Patterson in motion, gets it on the end around, trying to spin away from a bevy of defenders, rumbling close to the 40-yard line. He's plastered to the deck there.
It's not often we single out offensive linemen, and I know Fries just had that holding penalty, but this is a German playing back in Germany for Prague. Second year with the Lions. He's got U.S. experience. He's the biggest dude down there in white, 77 left guard. He's done a great job today.
Patterson targeted 12 times, 9 receptions in the first half, 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. He is split out to the top of your screen, far wide out. Here's a 3rd and 5. Pass to Patterson, stretching, reaching for that first down marker near the 45. He's well short, so a 4th and a few coming up for the Lions.
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
Well, if there's any saving grace there, Jeff, at least you get another crack at third down before you would most undoubtedly have to punt this early in the third quarter and based on where you are in field position.
That's Isaiah Kleber from the Netherlands who's guilty there. He's the center for these Prague Lions. Yeah, it was going to be an interesting decision. I was kind of looking forward to seeing what they were going to do. I mean, most likely going to punt, but you never know. They might not want to surrender that momentum that they were able to really build on through the second quarter.
Leading tackler for the Ravens in the first half, Bijan Harris with 5. He nearly broke another return touchdown on a punt return. Here's the 3rd and long. Henderson running towards the far number 40. Drops the football. It's scooped up by Harris at the 20, 10, corner of the end zone. Touchdown! Bijan Harris does it again.
Trying to high-five the referee.
Oh, my goodness. We'll sort through the laundry on the field. There were flags. There were whistles. Just
unless
like the
this is an
illegal
hands to the face. Unless this is an illegal hands to the face from the defense, it's going to be 6 for Munich. That's
like
what Prague has to hope for.
You got to call the game through the whistle, so we're assuming a touchdown, which would make it 30-13. You know, that's a dagger for Prague, who's worked so hard to come back in this one at the end of the second quarter. James Brooks is demanding that the touchdown will not count. There's a lot going on here, Jeff. Had a lost helmet as well.
Yeah, there's a lid on the ground. Let's see who got that punch. Well, there's some taunting too.
That was
There were 2 fouls in the play. Prior to the interception, there's a personal foul. Face mask, offense, number 69. After the interception, there is a personal foul, blindside block, returning team.
No.
The penalties will offset at the spot where the returning team's foul will be enforced. First down, Munich.
Makes sense.
So touchdown is taken off the board. Alexander Rake, linebacker, 27-year-old, got the strip. He's the one that punched it out from behind.
From Munich was number 15.
So it remains a 24-13 ball game.
Reich is 9th in the EFA in tackles, very active, and you see him there with that relentless pursuit. So you've got 1 penalty, and then the reason that touchdown doesn't go up on the board is that blind side block.
From the 35-yard line of Prague, Tabor will hand the football off. Justin Ronde plunging forward off the left side. In that first half through the air, 16 of 21 for Tabor, 194 yards and 2 touchdown passes, 1 to Rush and 1 to Okonkwo.
Nice play by Tomasz Pazurek.
5 carries, 22 yards for Ronde in the first half. Picked up 1 on that last carry. 2nd and 9. Play action over the middle. A completion. Dragon has the catch. Third and medium coming up for the Ravens on their first offensive possession. They scored touchdowns on their first 3 possessions of the ball game. Geyer from 18 yards on an end around. Rush, a 7-yard touchdown reception. Okonkwo, a 34-yard touchdown reception to begin the second quarter. And a 30-yard field goal from Daniel Schweiger made it 24-0. First down was awarded to the Ravens. Now a staggered play off the right side from Seelig. Short yardage. Here's some impassioned conversation from those down on the field at Sportpark Unterhaching.
10-yard penalty, still first down.
Holding penalty against the Ravens.
Yeah, it's Jan Kurz holding on for dear life there. Almost looked like a wrestling move. He's working on a single leg. Back it up with the laundry is prevalent here in this ball game, especially here at the start of the third quarter. Back to Dragon. You know, he had 31 grabs for almost 500 yards and 5 touchdowns last year. Just kind of accentuating the depth for this Munich Ravens squad.
Hand off to Rodney. He is sandwiched. Short gain for the top tailback of this Munich team.
You know, I think what we see Munich trying to do is say, okay, we're gonna kind of do what Prague did. We're gonna stay out here a while. They were so flashy early on with those 24 points that went up on the board. They've slowed their pace down here. They're starting to grind a little bit, try to really wear down Prague's numbers defensively.
Yeah, a slow drip of sorts. 8 in the box here on this play. As Rodney squirts free up the middle, bounces off one tackler, and he's hounded from behind. Still clutching. He lost the football. Now he's grasping his hand. He might be hurt.
Tomasz Janczyk coming in behind that play right there, number 95.
I believe possession is staying with Munich. I think he was down.
The field for injured player.
Bounced off Kurz.
See with the ball. Yeah, he still had the football as his back landed and rolled over to the ground. He took some punishing blows, and now we have an injury timeout on Rodney. Leading tacklers in that first half. Ken Hite Jr. and Barletta, Angelo Barletta, the young 19-year-old Jeff, each with 4 tackles in that first half.
That's a good sign here. You've got your star running back who's so dependable coming off on a jog. I think he probably just got a little bit of a stinger there late. But what I was going to say is that's a big man, Janczyk, who came in and landed on him there. Actually did, I think, he'll get a CF, caused fumble there, but it came back into the running back and Rodney, and so 3rd down 7.
Top receiver in that first half, Lewis Geyer for the Ravens. 6 catches, 75% reception, 91 yards throwing as Tabor is ad-libbing here towards the near sideline. Finds his tight end as an outlet reaching forward. Okaku is a 34-yard touchdown reception. Straddling that near sideline. Nice check down by Tabor.
Long frame, strong hands. I love this guy. If this is my safety valve, give him to me every day of the week.
Defense, number 3. Penalties decline. The result of the play.
Defensive holding.
He keeps his feet in bounds. Feet in bounds. Shoulder lowered. Seeking contact. He had 29 grabs for 412 yards. 6 touchdowns. 14 yards a catch. Yeah. Big-time player, Okonkwo.
More than 6 minutes gone in this third quarter. Munich looking to restore order, leading by 11. First down to handoff. Plunging forward is Justice Seelig. It's a Ravens touchdown. 30-13 as Seelig finds the end zone for the Ravens. And after allowing 13 straight points, they have now extended their advantage, and it comes off a turnover.
It's a great 1-2 punch between Rodney and Seelig. Seelig so versatile again. Can do about anything you ask him to do. Block, rush, catch it out of the backfield. Domestic running back. He's a homegrown product, and right there he's got 6.
21-year-old with the touchdown, the extra point is pure 31-13.
I just think we saw a total shift of the mindset there. It was just, hey, we need to let our offense stay out on the field. Let's go zone read to Rodney. Let's go a short, quick out. Let's go to Okonkwo. And stay out here for a while and try to tire out Prague. And I think they did a really good job of that there.
And Seelig was majestic in evading that first tackler, too, trying to fill the hole at the line, that first level. He's able to bounce it out, find the hole, and cut across the goal line for the touchdown. Pike bobbled initially, now taking it out near side number 25 to the 26-yard line. Prague got disjointed on their opening possession of the third quarter. And going off script, quarterback Henderson was stripped from behind on a 3rd and long, deep inside their own territory. Munich had thought they had a Bijan Harris scoop and score touchdown, but a penalty against the Ravens wiped away the touchdown. They were, however, able to still cash in with excellent field position midway through the third. Henderson out of the gun. Tailback Zujalka to his left. Here on a reverse, it's Patterson across the 35, and he's wrapped up and smothered on the near sideline.
Patterson is going to need the stem, the ice bath, the recovery tub, or whatever. He has been targeted. It seems like about 80% of the plays, and this is why. Because in open space, he's electric.
First and 10 for the Lions. From the 35. 2 wide outs to the right side. There's Patterson again, in and out of his hands, and nearly picked off by Bijan Harris. Dangerous pass, huh, Jeff? There's a lot of traffic in that area.
Yeah, I said danger zone, highway to the danger zone. As that ball's up and free, and could be 6 going the other way. And Harris, well, he is a playmaking dude out there. I want to give a shout out to Hiswil Auha, because he is known as the Beast. And he look at him. He looks like a semi-tractor trailer down there. 99 is the nose guard. Those guys don't get enough credit because all they're doing is taking up space, taking on helmets, so the other guys can go in and make plays like that.
Yeah, he demands a lot of attention, a double team. And the Ravens collectively are able to come up with a quick stop. Gosh, that was a big man for the Ravens. Plugged in the middle of that defensive line. You were right. Third and 11 for Prague. Past the midway point of the third quarter. Lions trailed 24-0. It was 24-13 at halftime. Henderson with one back to his left side. Drops back on a 3rd and long. Zips one towards the far sideline. Leaping catch is made by Patterson inside the 40. Terrific catch by William Patterson.
This throw from Henderson's perfect. I mean, there's no room there. 1-2, get him down, get him in, move the sticks. Great catch.
We've said this a time or two. You couldn't place it any better. Henderson able to pinpoint that throw, drop it right into the bucket. Henderson to Patterson, who hauls it in beautifully with 2 hands. The ball's on the right hash of the 39-yard line of Munich.
Yeah, Willie P came in with 190 receiving yards on the season today, and Henderson's really upset because his guys didn't get lined up quick enough. Timeout, Prague.
Prague Lions is their first team timeout in the second half.
And the offensive line very unaware of what was going on. They continue to play through the whistle in the ruling, even with their quarterback Henderson venturing towards his sideline. Upset on the inability of his team and personnel trying to get lined up. Unable to do so. They avoid the penalty, but they got to burn the first of 3 timeouts here in the second half.
Yeah, still some kind of infighting going on there with Herdlika, the veteran.
I'm going to do some math on the fly here. I'm going to look at the Patterson touches just from a receiving and running standpoint. 11 receptions, 15 targets, 133 yards. So he's been targeted 15 times in the air game. And then rushing for Patterson, 4 touches, 26 yards. That's not counting the returns. Here he is as the quarterback, handing the football off. That's the wide receiver, Patterson, not Henderson.
Well, you know, Kyle, he's 57 yards away from his season total and matching it just today through the air. I got a feeling he's going to get it if he runs out there into the slot and is not the Wildcat quarterback and he's in motion.
They fake the end around. Jalen Henderson keeps it himself, worming towards the 35. He's shut down at about the 37-yard line. Henderson came in with no touchdown passes. He's got 2 today, both to his favorite target in Willie P. Massive 3rd down, Jeff.
Yeah, you got to get it. Yeah, you don't have to get all of it because you're in a position here. You get it to the 31-32, you're going.
And Prague might have to burn another timeout. Unless that's Munich.
Timeout. Munich Ravens.
It is
their
the
first
Ravens.
timeout in the second half.
So they'll have 2 remaining. Defensively, they understand the significance of this next play. Jeff, what'd you think of the formation there offensively? Because you saw Patterson was kind of heading off to a trio of wideouts to the left side, and I was really curious to see how that play was going to ensue. Were they going to go to Patterson when it seems like everybody and their mother knows he's going to get the football, or would it be used more as a decoy on a 3rd and short?
Yeah, on that one, I think the prevailing wisdom is they're going to try and hide him a little bit, let those other 2, 3 wideouts sprint out to try and clear some space, then get Willie dragging across the middle, hit him on a little bubble, and then let him create. Got to give him space to create. If you give him 2 or 3 yards, he can get you a first down. In 2023, he came on in the ELF. Just a fantastic career at Montana State in the FCS here in the United States. In 2021, 44 catches, 626 yards, 9 touchdowns. What I'm getting at is this guy's been making plays for a long time.
Henderson has completed 77% of his passes, 185 yards and 2 scores. Here on 3rd down, he's blasted backwards, hung onto the football, still able to sling it out towards Billy, and it's caught by the Ravens, but out of bounds. And
1 foot
down
in.
upcoming.
1 foot in. Yeah, watch this. I mean, he takes a belt, stays up,
how he hung onto the football,
and at least gets rid of the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 foot. Good job by our camera crew.
Yeah, on Saturday, it's good.
No surprise here, the offense remains on the field.
That's where I would have liked to have seen Prague get 5, 6. Then you have a shorter 4th down.
They've got to gain the 29. Henderson has the snap. Sitting in the pocket. Slings one out left side. It is caught inside the 25-yard line. Reception is made by the Lions.
David Lukshan. Yeah, I love that. He cradles the catch. Get the hands underneath the ball. All I need to do is obtain these yards. Don't need to go any further, to the dismay of Coach Ellison.
And Henderson, Jim, put it really in only one spot that Lukshan could get it. Under center down. A little trickeration as Henderson will wrap around from right to left, but that is snuffed out. Nasri is there for Munich. Cavalcade of other defenders. Johnny on the spot. Nothing doing for Henderson there. Or Patterson, rather, out of the backfield.
Yeah, so many eyes now trained on number 2 and White. Pushing guys forward for plays like that. Good ankle pick. Got into the ground.
Second down. Henderson zips it out towards the 23-yard line. They'll give him the 22. It's Patterson again.
He just sits down in the middle of that zone, finds that space. And Henderson threw it right to that number 2. And, I mean, Patterson, he's record hunting now. He is stacking numbers.
3rd and 6. Trio of receivers to the left side. Again, play clock barreling down. And with time ticking away.
Offense, number 6. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Penalty is assessed to Jalen Henderson. Delay a game. Killer.
Yeah, that's the second delay of game today for Prague. And they just, you know, their overall offensive philosophy is to plod and grind and then show some flash here and there, but you have to have more of a sense of urgency at this time of the game. Get to the line. You're down big. Don't take a delay. Like you mentioned, killer.
Had 2 timeouts remaining. You've already had to use one, though, to avoid another delay of game. 3rd down. Henderson floats one too tall for Lukshan. Johan's getting a talking to from one of the officials. 4th down.
Yeah, and that was just a miscue by Henderson. Henderson at the timing route, he's trying to envision where that break is going to be. Just uncorked it with too much elevation. That's one he'll want back. Now, though, step up and make the next one. Keep the drive and the game alive.
Early movement. Flags blaring in every direction. Seen the operation offensively for Prague. Again, very disoriented. Folks not on the same page. Again, words flying around between both sides. Chippiness continues. Both sides claiming that the other started early.
before the snap, full start, everybody by the center. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still full count.
Everyone but the center, Jeff.
Yeah, we've heard that one before. I don't know, those guys on the right side were pretty disciplined. You know, we're seeing a little bit of bad body language from Prague. It's just the overall frustration of starting 0-3, not being able to get a victory posted, and just, you know, mental mistakes. But now we got some mental mistakes here from Munich.
Munich Ravens, it's their second team timeout in the second
half. What I want to say, Kyle, one thing that the Ravens have a nice stable of that Prague just doesn't is those space eaters in the interior of the defense. Etowale Louis, this guy's a former rugby player. He's just a freakishly strong guy. Takes up space, takes up helmets. They've got like 2 or 3 of those guys, and Prague is missing those guys. That's something that their future is going to need. Just those guys that are space eaters, road graders. Louis is just, again, we don't say their names enough. It's because they're such a huge part, letting linebackers, letting defensive ends, letting secondary players make the tackles and the plays because they're taking up so much space.
The offensive line so critical in the execution of an offense. And it's more, to your point, than just those defensive dudes up front along the line. It's 4th and 16 for Prague. Henderson on course, one over the middle, broken up by Munich. Big time stand by the Ravens. A turnover on downs, and Munich will take over.
Yeah, that kettle has really been burning for Miguel Cabancaya right there. He was upset before that previous play. So the play before that, just look at the kind of the rage, and they're trying to get him bottled in because those emotions are boiling over right now for Cabancaya.
That was an unsportsmanlike contact. Prague, number 78, 15-yard penalty, first down.
23-year-old from Spain, Cabancaya. Very displeased, distraught, as he's wrangled on the sideline by some of the staff members and his teammates. If you're Munich, Jeff, late in the third, we're not quite in the fourth quarter yet, but you get the sense that the Ravens can sort of go for the kill shot on this possession.
Yeah, and it depends on how they want to do it. Do they want to go with their skill players, take a shot, or do you want to go back to that kind of ground and pound that we saw in their only possession of this third quarter that resulted in a touchdown?
Russell Tabor out of the gun. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Trying to remain unbeaten. Drops back to pass. Fires one low across the 35. He's aiming for Malik Stanley. 2nd and 10 upcoming for Munich. Single wide out to the top of your screen. You can see Prague is starting to load the box. They're going to bring some pressure here on 2nd and 10. Quick toss to the right side. It's Rodney continuing to barrel his way towards the 40-yard line of Prague. What a load and a feisty sprint from Justin Rodney into Prague territory.
Yeah, I love this. He starts to the right, sees the seam, cuts it right up, put that foot in the turf, and then Hike has got a great hand in there trying to get it out of the cookie jar And Rodney said, no cookies for you.
That's a shame, too, because I love me some chocolate chip cookies and milk. Sounds good right about now.
Yes, it does. A little fourth quarter boost coming up.
Tabor drops it down out at the 35 to Okaku, his tight end. Third reception for him, and a 34-yard touchdown reception to begin the second quarter. Part of a 24-0 jaunt for the Ravens to begin this ball game. Prague cut it to 11 at halftime. Touchdown receptions of 45 and 20 yards from William Patterson. But then after a fumble on the opening possession of the third quarter by Prague, Munich was able to take it in for 6, 3-yard touchdown run from Justice Seelig. And that's where we stand after 3 quarters of play.
This is the end of the third quarter.
We head to the fourth, 31-13, all Munich over Prague. We'll return to Sportpark Unterhaching in a moment. This is the EFA. Start of the fourth quarter, Russell Tabor with the shotgun snap for Munich at 31-13. He's wrapped up and dropped for a sack. Blasting through the line for the Prague Lions. Big old number 97, Vivtar.
Yeah, this is the guy that made the special teams play earlier. He almost causes a fumble. He gets the sack. I think as far as upside goes for Prague, that's who they need to look like right there. Lean, fast. Find yourself a couple of guys that plug the middle. But, hey, guys like 97 will win you football games.
Second down as Tabor will hand it off. Tripped up at the 30 is Rondi. Short gain as he was wheeling towards the Prague sideline. Terrific pursuit by the Lions. Third down now.
Daniel Kokoschka getting involved there in that play. 50 in white. Yeah, no more points for the Lions. They can't give up anything else. They got to get this stopped, get the ball, and try to just give, again, Munich something to worry about. Right now, the Ravens are in cruise control.
Third and short. I believe there's been a 3-and-out all day. Here's Tabor. He's from a Munich perspective. And there won't be here. First down and more. Racing towards the pylon. I believe he's just short. And it's Sixten Dragan, 26-year-old Germ.
Kyle, you could have made that catch.
I could. Just give me the ball in space. And Seelig has a touchdown. 37-13. Here to begin the fourth quarter. Get a look at the replay. Faber, shotgun snap, hands off. Seelig. Hammer meets nail.
Yeah, and it was Pancake City in the middle from the offensive line with extra syrup. Seelig's second touchdown of the afternoon, and they went tempo there.
PAT is good, 38-13. Seelig had the 3-yard touchdown in the third quarter, adds a 1-yard scamper. Fifth touchdown of the ball game, a 30-yard field goal from Daniel Schweiger in the second quarter. And the highest scoring offense has been percolating in every way here this afternoon from Munich. Trying to keep pace with the unbeaten Nordic Storm. The only 2 unbeatens in EFA.
At last check, the Storm were beating Galaxy 13-9. That game going on currently. Nordic Storm undefeated. Yeah.
Here's Hike. Couple of hurdles. Stretching it out to the near side 30-yard line. And the Prague offense will go to work there. Couple of touchdown runs for Seelig. As we get another look at that last TD.
Double block by returning team number 8. Penalty is a half distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. And first down, Prague.
Coming up next week, week 6, look at what's to come for these two teams. Munich will be on a bye, and Prague will be hosting Frankfurt. It's currently down to Nordic 13-9. The last check, according to Jeff Axton. Here's a handoff from Henderson to Patterson. Wide receiver taking the ball forward, charging for a couple.
All right, I have an
regular
update
season.
on that, Kyle.
All right, what's the update?
Nordic Storm 13, Frankfurt 12, 11 left in the fourth.
We'll continue to keep you updated. We appreciate folks staying with us here. As Henderson will fly it towards the 10 and dropped immediately as Patterson. Tackle made by Divine Berkram. American safety, 26 years old. The 13-week regular season will conclude August 8th and 9th. Big Four, August 15th and 16th. That'll be in Frankfurt, your 4 semifinalists. And then the EFA inaugural championship game will be in Tyrol, August 29th. Here's Henderson stepping up in the pocket, and he sends it short. Does that look like it skipped off the turf? Andy Bealey. Incomplete pass.
I thought Bealey sold it enough here, Kyle. I think he catches this ball.
Oh, he might have. I think you're right. He got his arms right underneath. He's able to inhale it right to his belly. Excuse me, Mr. Bealey.
They're fine. The chain gang didn't believe it either. Yeah, they're like, he didn't catch that, did he? Oh, yeah, he did. Move the chains. Come on. Come on.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, it should.
More than 4 minutes gone in this final quarter. Munich trying to remain undefeated. Prague's going to need a miracle. First and 10. Lions are spread out wide. Shotgun snap to Henderson. Looks right. Steps up. Escaping now to his right. Straddling towards the 20. Bounces out towards the 25. And he's blistered down at the 24. And it's Bertram again on the stop.
Afraid you might have a hold here.
Holding. Offense, number 71. How distance to the goal? Still first down.
Yeah, that was the one I was worried about there. Riding along. It's Kleberg.
Yeah, if you're an offensive lineman, you can't tackle or wrap up. You get called for that every time.
Yeah, you can grab in on the chest plate, get in on the name plate on the front of the jersey and hold on there. But anything outside, shoulder pads, anything that gets tugged around the collar, flag's coming.
Henderson drops the football at the goal line. It's picked up by Bealey. Did he get out of the end zone?
Yes.
He did, so it's not a safety, but a disaster. Nearly. It was averted as Henderson was holding that football like a loaf of bread out in front of him.
I mean, that could have been a touchdown for Munich. It could have been a safety. The ball gets knocked backwards. Bealey, heads up play.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass. However, the previous play is on free review.
Wow, incomplete pass. That's the last thing I would have guessed.
Yeah, same.
It just looked like a fumble to me.
Head coach. So the officials will take a more direct look at what just transpired. And for those watching, what you are seeing is what the officials are also seeing.
There was no foul for the play. In the play, for the intentional grounding, there was an eligible receiver in the area. Second down.
He must have just tossed it out. We didn't have the best angle. Yeah, little shovel.
Yeah, it was that little shovel, and if it's going forward, that's a pass. So even though it's all caught up there and in that congestion, as he throws it forward, as the ball leaves his hand, if it's going towards the line of scrimmage, incompletion, dead ball.
Second and very long. Here's Henderson in the shadows of his own goal line. Here's one out. Intercepted. That's picked off. Munich has it. Racing across the 30. Slithering away from one defender. Down to the 21. An interception for Eric Kochi.
Yeah, the raw emotion there as he fades back, reads the eyes of Henderson, and Henderson just gets blasted again as he throws this. Wham! Down he goes. No chance for that. He was looking for Patterson. He just stepped right in front.
5 defenders in the area. And the 24-year-old German able to make the easy interception as he snatches it, seizes the pick. And an already daunting task for Prague becomes all the more challenging with just 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter from Munich. Tabor out of the gun, blown dead, early movement. Our head referee, Stanley Hammeter.
Neutral zone infraction, defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That benefits the Ravens. Munich averaging 48 points per game. Sitting at 38 with nearly 10 minutes to go. Prague right at their average, averaging 12 per game. Nice job to
I was going to say,
bottle up the tailback there.
we're pretty much on paper here about exactly where you would expect this game to be, with those 48 points per game for Munich and 12 for Prague. I mean, just kind of looking like you're going to be right at those numbers, or at least very close to them, because Prague's out of gas. Munich bigger, stronger, faster, flexing muscles here late in this game, and they can really grind now, grind that clock.
Second down. Pass incomplete, too tall. And the defense for Prague right at their number. They allow 39 per game. Again, a team entering at 0-3. Munich defense allowing 21 per game, just 13 here today. I believe we do have the backup quarterback, Levin Odrom in. Indeed we do. So Russell Tabor's day is done. Odrom takes the snap on 3rd and 4. Canvassing, now running straight ahead towards the marker. Takes a massive lick. He's indicating a first down. He's got it. And a Lions defender is down.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
It looked like Jan Kurs.
Number 8 from Prague.
Kurs was lying motionless on his back. Odrom, the new quarterback, the backup signal caller, 22 years old, from Germany. Homegrown product. You see Jan Kurs. See if we can pinpoint where the injury might have occurred. He's wrapping up the quarterback from behind. Going for the strip.
Yeah, Szymon Skrabisz comes in there, and I think a little friendly fire.
Odrom, the quarterback, with the running back, Benedict Poehler. Poehler will take the handoff, slicing his way towards the goal line, reaching out for 6. Oh, he's just shy.
I think that knee down before the ball extended across the plane. Very close. The extra effort, though.
Showing touchdown. Yeah,
the extra effort, I think, was that extension happened while his knee was on the ground. I think they're going to go fast.
Indeed they will. And Munich coughs up the football. A turnover at the goal line. Lions keep Munich from getting 6. They went fast and it burned them. Now the difficult task, Jeff. The Lions left 99 yards to traverse here. Already in a massive hole. Down 25 points. I guess 96.
Matej Vicek got that ball. Vicek, 19-year-old. He'll remember that.
Timeout, Munich Ravens. It's their third and final team timeout in the second half.
Kyle, this is going to be super nitpicking here, but I know they're trying to surprise and catch Prague napping there, but you really don't have to hurry at all unless you're trying to work on something for extra weeks. The clock is on your side. The scoreboard is on your side. If you line it up and take a deep breath, just a little pause, you're probably in for 6. But by going fast, taking that upper tempo, you put some risk into the play, and the ball's on the deck.
Oh, you're absolutely right. You leave yourself susceptible to so many things that can go awry in your operation, pre-snap, after snap, as we saw. And the clock is your ally. It is your friend with a healthy margin. Seemed to be maybe a little bit of stubbornness from the Munich side, too. The fact that they didn't get the touchdown the first time. They figure they can just slam it home. Here's Henderson with a deep shot. Poked up in the air. He was gunning for his top target. William Patterson, already 2 touchdown receptions. First 2 passing touchdowns of Henderson's season. Incomplete. This is a good test, Jeff, to see how Prague, with the game and its outcome pretty much solidified. You got a little more than half a quarter remaining, but again, this is a uphill battle. How does Prague finish, right? Talk about pride and trying to build some momentum into next week. That's important. Here's Henderson firing out towards the near sideline, shy of the 20-yard line. He's got Billy.
Yeah, and I think the answer to that is you don't get very many of these chances. You play each team twice, as Patterson got to show off the athletic ability. It looked like he's a gymnast there. But when they get Henderson out of the pocket, and he doesn't have all those players breathing down his neck, I think his effectiveness goes up. The answer to that question is pick something, try to execute it. Keep blocking. Try to build something for future days.
Henderson will hand it off. And you learn a lot about each other here in these moments, too, from a Prague standpoint. Who can you trust? Who do you know is going to continue to empty the tank, play through the whistle, even in spite of the score, making the most of those limited opportunities. Like you said, Jeff, you only get 10 games. And you're on the verge of going to 0-4, but still you got 6 games after.
I'm really happy that Miguel Cabacaya is back out there. We saw his emotions run over. Clearly he's been able to reset, and he's back out there blocking for Henderson and company. That's a good sign.
2nd and 8 for the Lions, inside of 7 minutes to play, 4th quarter, all Munich. Henderson hands it off. Tough running. That's Pavel Juarez, 25-year-old.
Yeah, he was tapping his right pec there. Also a Munich player down.
For the injured player number 41 from Munich.
I believe Stanley Hammeter said 41. That'd be Luca Meyer, 25-year-old Germ. Feel the crowd, Jeff, still very much into this thing with a 25-point advantage. Faithful of Munich celebrate here this afternoon and evening.
And watch football.
who's got it better than us, right? The folks there in Munich, that's for sure. But we're not far behind getting to talk. We'll look at the last exchange and where there was an injury on both sides. See the tailback, yeah, rushing off, holding his back afterwards. Munich defender was down. It's Meyer. Henderson out of the gun. Patterson is wide out to the right side. 2 more to the left. Tailback at his right hip. 3rd down. Henderson spins one out to the 28. Patterson has it. Breaks free from one defender. A struggle to bring him down. Finally, Bijan Harris and others wrap up Patterson. Just so physical, so athletic, and unrelenting. Carried the football after that reception.
All right, Kyle, let's talk MVPs. Obviously, Patterson's going to be the MVP for the Prague offense. Who do you got as the MVP for the Munich defense?
Give me a couple of moments to stew over that one as the pass from Henderson is batted up. Picked up a live football. And then brought down to the turf inside the 20-yard line. I thought it was an incomplete pass.
The result of the play was an incomplete pass. 2nd down.
All right, MVP of the Munich defense. I'm going to have to go with Bijan Harris. I mean, 7 total tackles.
Yeah,
you think of him in the return game, but he's been everywhere. He had a fumble return for a touchdown that was wiped off, but he had at least secured a fumble recovery. The interception went to Eric Kontke. He's got a couple of tackles, but we'll go to Bijan. 7 tackles to lead the way, and again, seemingly in on every play defensively for Munich. And also, of course, in the return game, which is, unfair to factor that into the defensive MVP, but I'm going to do it anyway since you asked.
All right, how about Munich offense?
Let me pull up Tabor's numbers. Tabor 20 of 27, 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I'm thinking Geyer. Let me pull up Louis Geyer's numbers. 6 catches, 8 targets, 91 yards. He doesn't have the touchdowns, though. Touchdown receptions to Rush and Okonkwo. Because of that, I'm going to go with Geyer. He's been a healthy safety blanket and has racked up a lot of different yards. Here's Henderson trying to keep a play alive. Near sideline has Patterson. Tries to sidestep a couple of defenders and tiptoes out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tabor just because of those touchdown numbers on the offense for Munich. But again, you see Henderson; he's got the tremendous athletic ability. Patterson, that's the veteran right there. He's coming from way down the field. He knows the window's closing. So what he's got to do is he's got to run towards his quarterback to give him an option. And then Henderson hits him right on the numbers. Those two, a tremendous combo today. I know Patterson's got to be approaching what was his season total of 190 yards here just today.
Henderson running out of bounds and then a push afterwards. Seems like the referees have had their hands filled with this one this afternoon. That was quarterback design run the whole way. Looks like he pushed his own player on the sideline. He bumped into one of the chain gang guys, but then there was a shove on one of his teammates.
I mean, that guy is doing this for what? Free parking and a hot dog? Don't push the chain guy.
Munich takes over as it was a failed 4th down conversion inside of 5 minutes to play. Cosmetic work here the rest of the way as the Ravens will look to salt away the final couple of minutes. Polar with the first down carry. Any other housekeeping work for us, Jeff? We've got offensive, defensive MVPs. We'll go with Tabor offensively, Bijan Harris defensively. Analyst of the game, Jeff Axton, no doubt.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then we would have to find one for the Prague defense. It's been more of a team effort. We've seen a few outstanding individual plays, but just got to hope Prague gets healthier, gets their numbers more robust, and they've just got to get bigger. Because this Munich team, I've seen everybody but the Nordic Storm. This Munich team is big.
Well, defensively for Prague, my vote goes to Angelo Barletta, the 19-year-old. He's got 4 tackles. He's been all over the place. You can argue Ken Hite Jr. for setting the tone early on, too, from a physicality standpoint. But I'll go to the 19-year-old.
Yeah, and I will not argue with you on that one.
10. Complete. Bouncing off several defenders is Polar. He has a reception. And offensively, I believe we had already stated this, but just to finish the point, William Patterson, right, for Prague?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Patterson's final, or at least his numbers to this point, 15 receptions, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Incredible. Targeted 20 times with 15 receptions. He'd tell you he should have caught all 20 of those, too.
Yeah, and have 1 extra touchdown on the board.
Tunneling forward for a few. We approach the 2-minute warning. It's Dominic Horner for Munich.
Vicek got a great jump off that edge and didn't let anything stop him. He was unabated to the football. 2-minute warning time here in Germany.
We'll be back in a moment. All Ravens 38-13. Sweet Caroline serenading those here in Munich as the home team Ravens are going to improve to 4-0 on the season. With Jeff Axton, I'm Kyle Schasberger. Final couple of minutes from Sportspark Unterhaching. Lions are going to fall to 0-4. We'll allow Jeff to give us another update once he has one on what is going on between Nordic and Frankfurt. Storm, the only other unbeaten team. On a 2nd and long, Polar slicing his way to the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Munich. 44-13. Yeah. The kill shot has been delivered by this Raven squad.
That's absolutely right. And that is a knife right to your chest. Polar with the flex. I like him. He's got some dynamite in those legs. Good first move. Takes off. And Prague, you could just tell the wind out of the sails, to use a cliche. All Ravens. And again, it is scary how close we are to the averages of these teams right now. It's just played out exactly like the numbers say they would.
PAT is good from Schweiger. That's his 6th PAT today, 6 of 6. He's got a 30-yard field goal also in the second quarter. And Polar with the exclamation point. And this Munich team averaging 48 points per game. They got 45, just as Jeff just referenced. Munich team that allows 39 per game. And Munich's defense allowing 21, just 13 points allowed to a Prague team that is averaging only 12 per game. So yeah, as the movie writers would have scripted it, I guess, per se. Returned by Hike near number 30, still climbing towards the 35, and he is belted out of bounds on that Munich sideline. This will be a celebratory week off for Munich coming up too, Jeff. You get to celebrate the bye week with a victory, a 4-0 start, maintaining that lead atop the EFA standings. An extra time to regroup and recover as you continue your pursuit towards what is a Big Four in middle of August.
Nordic 20, Frankfurt 12, 150 left to play in that contest. An 8-point lead for the Nordic Storm, and they have the football, looking to salt it away.
Henderson hands the football off. So should that score hold, and still a little bit of time left, but Nordic with the football. Nordic will improve to 4-0 with a win over Frankfurt. Munich will be at 4-0 after the conclusion of this one. Behind them, the Musketeers at 3-1. Furious rally, outlasting a pesky Tyrol team yesterday. Jeff was on that call. Frankfurt will fall to 1-3. So your top four would be Nordic and Munich, each unbeaten. Paris and then Frankfurt occupying that 4th spot. Tyrol and Prague, both winless. Another handoff, battering ram straight ahead. Gobbled up by that Munich defense. Inside of a minute remaining.
Hugo Tekadem, big-time receiver for Paris, showed up huge, catching everything thrown his way. Jason Bafunda got to rushing the football. Magic Zach put it on the money. Paris comes back from down 17-7 to win yesterday.
They were down, I believe it was 13 in that inaugural game. I had the call week 1, first game of the EFA season. A furious comeback midway through the 4th quarter. Magic Zach did his thing, and that vaulted Paris to this now 3-1 start. And the final tackle is administered by Munich. And the Ravens improved to 4-0 on the season. A complete demolition of Prague at home. The Ravens 45 and the Lions 13. That's all she wrote for Munich.
This is the end.
Here this afternoon. Munich will enjoy an off week. Prague will be back at it week 6. They will host Frankfurt. 2 contests send your way next week. Paris hosting Nordic. That'll be fun in Prague and Frankfurt. Jeff, this has been a lot of fun, my man. Complete performance from Munich. Prague made it very interesting at the end of the first half, start of the third quarter. but just too much from this Ravens team. As expected, they come away with the victory here today at home.
Yeah, the Ravens are just a complete team. And again, you can see right just through the handshake lines, just the size difference between these guys from Munich and the guys from Prague. Everybody from that Prague side's got big hearts. They have a few skilled players, but it's got to go perfect for them to win a game right now in the EFA in its first year.
Jeff, you've been awesome, man. I appreciate you so much. I look forward to hooking up with you again very soon. All right, my guy, you take care.
Thank you, Kyle. Enjoyed it.
For Jeff Haxton and Giannis, I'm Kyle Schasberger and our entire EFA crew. You've been watching the European Football Alliance. Munich, big-time winner over Prague here today. Coverage will continue next week, Week 6. Coming up, we'll talk to you again here on YouTube and Fubo.